Pod in the City is a Sex in the City podcast and thus contains adult themes and explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to Pod in the City. I'm Amanda.
And I'm John.
We're two besties who bonded over Sex in the City in college.
And now, 20 years later, we're reliving it like it's our very first time. And just like that, season 1, episode 9, No Strings Attached. Carrie questions whether she's ready to take another step toward letting go. Charlotte boasts that she's finally finished menopause, and Miranda's spontaneity backfires.
Miranda's what?
Spontaneity.
Oh, spontaneity.
I'm so glad that I just copied and pasted that from Google, and they just gave such a horrible rundown.
I mean, that is what happened. Here, let me take this. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys. If you're just joining us, I'm John. This is Amanda. It's the Pod in the City podcast.
That's
we're now fighting to try and put
Jody do that all the freaking time.
Anyway, so okay. So if you're just checking us out somehow, go back and listen to all of our other episodes. Or if you're just finding us on YouTube, add us on the podcast places. And you know what would really help us out is if you put automatic downloads. So like as each of our episodes come out, you download it, you can delete it later. You can totally delete it later. But if you auto download it, it helps us.
And I always love going to my downloadeds on iTunes and just delete all the downloads. It feels so good.
Yeah, so we're giving you a wonderful, like a really gratifying task to do. You can help out some small creators here, and then you get the satisfaction of deleting them later.
Yeah, and your phone just feels like a weight has been lifted off. Because sometimes I downloaded that. I don't want to download that, but I still do, and I'm giving that creator a little boost there.
Oh, I love when my phone's like, you're using all your iCloud storage, and then I look back and I'm like, oh wait, what? What is all this?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit subscribe, please. Because we start our episode off over here, but then we head over onto our Patreon and check that out at patreon.com/podinthecity. Over there, if you just join our free level, you can watch the rest of this video. But if you are feeling generous and again would like to help out some small creators here, you can join our Patreon for $6 a month and you get a new episode every single week, an extra special one. And you're a part of this, like, little community over there. So,
and also big news that we both agreed on simultaneously yesterday that for season 2, just going forward for all of these, we're not going to play clips anymore because then we can then I don't have to, that's just one extra thing to do is like clip out the part without the clips, put that on YouTube. And then you guys don't need to travel. It takes a lot
of extra.
Yeah, it's annoying. And like, I hate it. Even like doing the clips are annoying because my Tourette's, like the phone is shaking the whole time when it goes over. So we're not going to do clips after this season. But then when you're watching us on YouTube, you won't have to switch over to Patreon. You can just sit and watch the whole episode for free on YouTube.
Help us get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm in my era of begging. So y'all join our Patreon. If you can't do that, at least come over here and subscribe. Create a few extra Google accounts and subscribe with those too. Anyway, we have some big news.
Yeah, no,
right?
the season 3 of And Just Like That is fast approaching, Joan. They're starting to film, and SJP is putting out some Instagram posts and doing some interviews. So let's see what we got. All right, so today I also checked Sarah Ramirez's Instagram page. I always check that one too, just to see if there's any. But I guess they're probably not going to be posting anything else about it just like that, since they got pretty unceremoniously fired.
Yeah, I think that they're done. that.
I think they're focused on like actual things that matter, like the war.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, it was pretty unceremonious. Like, especially since Michael Patrick King just gave the interview that I read a couple weeks ago, where he's like, "Yeah, that's when everyone definitely turned on JDS." It's like, all right, the horse is already dead. You don't need to keep kicking it.
I'll say by like this episode and stuff, I kind of just Che Diaz is kind of like nothing for me, I guess.
Yeah,
I love Che. I actually saying I love Che. I'm glad Che's on the show. I wish it was not the reason that MIranda and Steve needed to divorce.
Yeah.
That like now what's her face is coming out and saying, "Oh, well, no one can accept the new MIranda." And it's like, "No, babe, we want you to be with Steve. Come on, why can't you guys stay together? Why?
I'm coming off of a weekend in Saskatchewan, which I will get into more detail about that on our Designing Women Patreon episode, because I just kind of want to get into the fact that like I'm like today I've been so depressed all day, and like usually you know how like recording's always fun, but leading up to it, it's like, oh my god, I have to record.
Girl, I could postpone recording every day.
And we usually do.
Just
We
'cause I
usually
am like
sit every day until the last possible second, which is what we're doing now.
which makes it sound like I hate this. When we get on here to do this, it's
Everyone
actually
gets
great.
it. No,
It's so
well,
fun and
yeah,
wonderful, but
I was
it's
saying
like
that to Justine. I was like, I'm so depressed today. Just after the weekend of just visiting for 3 days. And you know me, I'm such an introvert, and like the energy just sucks the life out of me.
yeah.
So now I've just been depressed all day. And like, so I'm looking at Che Diaz, and it was very much a moment that I had at this family reunion. Like, I love my family. Like they're all who they are, and all of us are very similar. But there was moments there where I was just looking around, I'm like, I would just really not be friends with a lot of these people. Like if I just met them in real life, like I just know, and that doesn't mean that they're bad people. It means that like they wouldn't be friends with me and I wouldn't be friends with them, but we are like, we love each other. But like, that's how I feel about Che Diaz. I'm not angry about the fact that Che Diaz is like a huge piece of shit as a person. It's just, if I met them in real life, I wouldn't be friends with them. And we can just leave it at that.
I think they wouldn't want to be friends with me. I'm sure they would like
I don't think they'd know what to do with you because you wouldn't take any of their bullshit.
I think I would say the F word, the gay F word,
Oh,
and they would be like, I have had some younger, well, now Che Diaz is not younger than me, but I have had some younger gays. I've said the F word in front of younger gays, and they've acted a little, scandalized, and it's like, okay, I've been called it a million times. I'm taking it back, and I think it's at this point it's fun.
A lot of most of I would say probably 99%, except for of the bad reviews that I got when I did my very first podcast, Squirrel Friends Cocktail Hour, which was a drag race podcast. I think that most of those reviews were from like woke 20-year-old like twins that were like, who is this girl saying my gays and stuff? It's like, but I grew up when we did say these things, and like, I'm sorry that I'll adjust that now. But
everything is about context too, and your intent. It's all about how you mean something. And really, as a gay person, you did grow up around like all gays. Like
my wedding was just gay men. And then all those same relatives were just like, there's so many gay people here, Amanda. Like, we're just not the same world.
It's like,
but I mean, I'd say the only time we got a message from an older person was when Alexis and Michelle wrote us that email.
I want to know, did you have to beg Daphne to pull your tampon string out frantically?
I will say that like the amount of sex education that Charlotte is giving her daughters, I really am on board with. I got nothing. Like, I mean, Charlotte, I'm glad we're rewatching this because Charlotte is coming out as my favorite character.
I gotta say, I feel the same way.
She's got a great marriage with Harry. She's giving him BJs in the morning in the bathroom on the top floor.
She's relatively funny. Yeah. Like, she has some fun stuff happening. Miranda's thing is annoying, and her storyline is annoying, and then Carrie's is just not fun. at all.
It's not fun, but she's still Carrie.
Which I get.
Like they're,
I get it's because they put her in a place of grieving, but
yeah. Well, this season,
now,
this is the actual news. This season.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot we were
sorry.
doing news.
Yeah,
I was
know.
start talking about this episode. I was like, oh, okay.
So this was just a hot off the press. Now
Carrie's in her Amish beekeeper hat.
She's trolling you here because she posted this morning after you were already bitching about it yesterday. So she's like, "Hey, bitch. Hey, Joan." She's looking right at you in this picture. This is her.
You know
Instagram
what? If SJP was listening to this, I will take back every bad thing I've ever
I'll
said.
pull out her tampon string.
Baby, I love ya. You are the reason that I'm not going to give you full credit here. Sorry, babe. I will say Kim Cattrall helped you get there, but you're mainly the reason that Sex and the City has a heartbeat, and I love you. So I know you're not
definitely
listening,
the reason And Just Like That still has a heartbeat. But anyway,
I wouldn't say that And Just Like That has a heartbeat. I'd say it's on life support.
Okay,
baby.
well, that's all because of SJP. But anyway, she's showing this costume all over town.
Now, I did mention that I did comment on TikTok that Pat Fields would never, and I'm sure some 14-year-old twink said, "Oh, don't even, girl. She did all this and put her in some ugly ass outfits." I'm sorry, this outfit would never.
Yeah, this is really
Pat Fields would never. What is this? She's wearing like.
I don't mind the dress, really. I mean, the dress could work. I mean, just that hat.
I think the dress is fine. I just think that she needs a little more color.
Also, she's in flats, which is kind of weird. Didn't you say that James Kennedy liked one of your posts?
James Kennedy liked one of my comments where I wrote "Stan Allie" because it was Allie on the doing.
I believe in you. I believe in you. You just need to follow all your dreams until you reach them. Till you reach them. I believe in you. No matter
Have we ever paid attention to what's going on in the background?
I've watched that video so many times. But then also, I love the little things like someone running across the front of the stage, and the fact that she's decided on just posing like the Angelina Jolie when she wore that slit in her dress pose.
I don't think she's posing. I think she's just casually I think she's just casual. Like, I believe in. She's just casually like standing there. Like, I'll just say, you're not much of a performer, babe.
But James Kennedy is trying so hard. He's just like,
he's like hyping. Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
SJP's outfit, no thank you. The hat is so bad. And I'm sure that hat probably cost $5,000.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Referencing the episode where we watched the outfits that they wore to paint the house probably cost $150,000 between the combined outfits there. Are you kidding?
Like, why aren't you all wearing like your camp t-shirt from
like old ass? You should have your painting clothes. I have my painting.
Yeah, they got their hair done and stuff. Like, what is happening here?
I will say though, Lisa Todd Wexley.
Oh, did you like that outfit?
I loved the outfit.
Oh my god, it was like a fucking Sorry Joe. Okay, here we go. Kristen Davis and Nicole Ari Parker show off colorful and just like that season 3 wardrobes. Kind of a weird
Nicole Ari Parker's hair that they've given her in this. I wish I could see a little better of this picture because I feel like again they hate this woman. They put her in another fucking ugly ass outfit. What is happening? Kristen Davis looks great. She's my new queen.
Here's a picture of Carrie with Rock and Lily. I mean, fine. I don't know what the kids are wearing these days. I guess. I'm sure these are all expensive outfits too.
Those are not what kids are wearing these days, but okay.
Okay.
Like what? I think that I wanted to like Lily in this episode, but the more and more it went on,
she keeps cursing in front of her mom. I was like, I was not allowed to say the SH word in my house.
Her acting or something is like, I think it's maybe the way it's directed or something. It's just so frantic.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, it's get it out. Like, Ew.
I know.
Anyway,
It is really weird. Okay, so Sarah Jessica Parker. These are all like basically clickbait articles, but Sarah Jessica Parker dropped major news about
What was
Aiden and
it?
just like that. All right. Here it is.
It's time for her to commit more to being the relevant person she wants to be. So, what does that mean, and where might that take a person? Parker said, Aiden plays a somewhat significant part in the answer to that question. During the presentation, Parker also addressed how fans are starting to revisit
that was the answer to that thing that you just heard. That was the answer to the Aiden question.
See, I thought this was continuing.
No, I don't think so. I think that's why I screenshotted this, because I assumed that there was an answer. There was like an end to that thought. But no, but continue reading this.
So what she's implying there is basically Aiden's going to be on it because it's the puzzle piece she needs.
I think they're going to like reference him a lot, and he'll probably like be on the phone or something.
Wasn't he in season 2?
Yeah, he's in all of season 2 basically.
And then
like the last half.
Okay, I don't want to know what happens.
Okay.
During the presentation, Parker also addressed how fans are starting to revisit the original Sex and the City and seeing Carrie in a not so flattering light. Many viewers, even more than ever since the show is on both Netflix and Max, are starting to see her as a villain, which Parker says is an interesting way to approach things.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Oh,
an
wow.
interesting
I'm glad I went to
way
that
to approach
presentation
things.
to watch that. Yeah. All right. But here's someone who's a little bit more salty about the
Ooh.
Cynthia Nixon. Oh, she's mad in this picture.
She's reacting to critics.
And just like that amid season 3 filming. You want to go ahead and read
Well,
that?
talking about reactions to the show, she talked about criticism she and her co-stars experienced with the original series. They kept saying over and over, these aren't really women. These are gay men in disguise. Women don't talk like this. Women don't talk about sex like this. She told Page 6. Is that really what people were saying? That these are gay men in disguise?
I don't think anyone said that. I think the reason everyone likes Sex and the City is because women and gays. Can I say gays? Am I allowed to say gays? Am I allowed to refer to you like that?
Well,
Gay
let's ask the 17-year-old newly out gays.
That's why all of us like the show so much, because we were all like, oh no, this is how we would talk to each other, and this is how we would talk
That's
to
how
our
normal people would talk.
So no one was, you weren't like, this is how gay people talk.
I do think that there was a controversy around it, only because we hadn't necessarily seen that in media before like that.
I guess.
But I don't know if it was the general thing. Like, I don't know how she's boiled it as a gay person. I don't know. And she's gay too. I don't know how she's boiled it down, the entire thing down to, you talk like, everyone said we talk like gay men. What?
I think that's something that Michael Patrick King has been projecting. Like he's been saying that for years and years.
Okay.
I think he's just projecting that onto people.
That almost feels homophobic. So you're saying, you're basically alluding that gay men are the only people who talk like ravenous dick pigs.
Yeah.
Like what?
Talk like sailors.
Plus, also on Sex and the City, it's not like they were like, "Yeah, breed me, come inside my vagina." It's not like they weren't that.
I love that. Like they do talk about like
wow, this
and
is
like
be on YouTube. Oops.
The episode, whatever. Where the episode where Samantha, they reference it on and just like that, where Samantha pulls out Carrie's diaphragm. Like I remember watching that and being like, girls would do that. Like
that's
and just not even think anything about it. It isn't. No, but it's. Anyway, I remember watching it and being like, this is how girls are. This is how we talk. So whatever. But anyway, I hear this another thing.
I think that what's so great about just like that, keep telling yourself, Cynthia, we keep pushing the boundaries.
Okay.
We're not going to do the same old stuff that was once shocking and that you've now got used to.
I think she's implying there that like we're still getting shocked. Like they're doing so much shock. It's like, okay, the finger banging in the kitchen is not shocking. It was in no horrifying. Way yeah, it wasn't shocking. We saw way worse stuff like that on the original series. So we're not like grasping our pearls over it. It was just so disgusting the way it was shot and performed.
Well, this kind of informs what the creators of And Just Like That are thinking, is that the reason that they're doing the storylines they're doing is because they're trying to shock us in a new modern way.
Right. Which is why Rock is coming
Which
out
is
as
why it's
non-binary, which is why
failing.
everything is why everything needs to be rubbed in our faces like we need to be taught something. And bitch, we grew up learning all this stuff too. We got it.
I actually didn't mind, like, this episode. I liked the Rock storyline because it was just there. I like when things just exist.
Oh, that's
sometimes.
a really big deal next week, though, and you're gonna be livid.
I don't think so. You think?
I promise. Oh, you are.
Today, I had a weird feeling coming into this episode. I thought, you know what? Today might be the day. Because last week was a slight turning point. It was getting better. I thought today might be the day that I actually am kind of okay with this. And I didn't hate this episode.
No, I actually really hated this the first time I watched it. And now I'm like, no, because of the whole tampon thing. And I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. But actually, now that I don't
real.
It is real. And like what happens to Charlotte, that has happened to every girl. That has happened to every, it sucks. And it is so obvious. And it's always when you're wearing white pants or something.
One hard part here is that we watched Lily being like adopted when she was baby,
that's our
like
baby.
a baby. And now she's like,
well, get ready because she has sakes next season. And guess with who? Do you want to guess?
I saw something like that.
Anyway,
I don't understand this though. Like, how old is she supposed to be here?
Well,
this isn't the first time she's getting her period.
No. This is that's what I thought too at first. But no, the first time tampon, which I find that strange that she would be 17 and never having worn a tampon. But
now, I would like to say I'm proud of myself because I did remember I had a theory that I teased in our weekly roundup. If you're just listening to these, go and listen to our weekly roundup, like gossip
you're only
bullshit.
Getting half the story. If you're
go
not
listen to that because it's kind of just like fun. Just put it on in the background, set it to auto downloads. I'm in my begging era again. Thank you. In there, I did tease that I had a theory.
Oh yes, right.
This came to me when I was watching that movie that I was at the other day. That was kind of boring, and I was like,
"What was it called?" They come in the TV.
I saw the TV glow.
Oh, I saw the TV glow.
Which I'm happy about the title because if you check back at our weekly roundup again, I am so fucking sick of one name titles. At least this had five words in it. Great. This came to me. What I've realized as we've been posting videos about this, as I've been looking things up to whatever, searching for Sex and the City, you can't search for Sex and the City it doesn't come up because you're trying to type in sex as the first word.
Okay.
It won't come up in like a auto search kind of thing, or like if you're trying to make hashtags like on YouTube, you can't write Sex and the City as a hashtag. My theory here is that they didn't just call this Sex and the City because they wanted to be able to do hashtags and all of that just like sense. That. Now, although I may be completely wrong, but
you can still hashtag SATC though.
You can, but you can't write Sex and the City. You can't do it as a title. Like if we wrote Sex and the City as the title of this, it wouldn't get pushed out on YouTube. It wouldn't be, you have to like work your way around it. So that's my crackpot theory.
Well, you know what you can hashtag? You can hashtag pod in the city. That's a G-rated.
You can, but there's less than 100 hashtags of that. So.
Oh yeah, and I'm so bad with the hashtagging. Anyway, I think that's all of our news and gossip. Wow, tantalizing. Let's get into this episode, though, shall we?
Yay!
We're gonna start out with this opening scene, which